Alright, so in this video, we're going to learn how you can obtain a Mexican residency card in a day. And you heard that right. It is the fastest, not one of the, it is the fastest card issuance process in this entire world. And if you compare this with similar residencies, right, let's say residency from Canada, can take anywhere from 1 to several years from start to finish. Talk about the US, again, takes a lot of time. In both the two countries, the biggest disadvantage, and this is where the Mexican residency shines as compared to the other two or any other residency, is where in US or Canada, you got to live there to maintain or save the residency. In US, it's more like 6 months plus. You got to live there. In most countries around the world, there are around a handful of countries, around 10 countries where you have concept of paper residency or a near paper residency. But all of the countries, including the US and Canada, got to live there 6 months plus. Now in Canada, you have some flexibility, but on an average, if you don't live there for 4 months in a year, you're pretty much done and dusted. You're going to lose the residency if you don't maintain those residency requirements. Unlike with Mexico, you get the card in one day. I'm going to discuss this in a lot of detail in this video. But apart from that, apart from getting the card so soon, there is no minimum physical presence defined. So you can live here for as long as you want. If you don't have the time, the card is not going to hurt you, right? It's going to count your time, or it's going to start your clock to that all important end goal. What's the end goal of all of this, right? The citizenship for a lot of people. So if you want to get that or grab that lush green, beautiful Mexican passport, which is stronger than the US and Canadian passports, because with those passports, you're getting a visa-free access. But with this passport, because of the APEC privileges, you're getting a business access, a meaningful access, which actually is usable. You don't want visa-free because you already might have it, or you can apply visas for it. What you don't get is a business access, which the Mexican passport has that APEC access. Unlike US or Canada, those are transitional members. Mexico is a full member. Now, before I discuss the process, right, let's quickly touch upon the requirements for Mexico. Now, there are 3 ways of getting this card, right, being eligible to apply for this card. The first way is you show a income, any income. So this is active income, and this is where the magic happens. If you look at other Latin countries, they all talk about passive income, rental income, retirement income, and all that kind of stuff. Here, it's actual real active income. So it could be from your job, any of your activities, right? And the threshold is 4,250 USD approximately. This used to be ridiculously low before, like around 2,000, 2,500. It continuously is going up every single year. In some cases, a few months, the prices are pumped up. And this is the time, right? This is where you got to be proactive. You got to be quick. All these options will eventually go once they're saturated. Currently, the requirements are the income requirements per month are 4,250. Approximately, each consulate has slight variation, but this is the ballpark that you show. You show this and you can apply for the residency one way. If this is not possible, you don't have that much income, then there's a second way, which is very easy as well. Here, you got to show liquid cash sitting in the bank, and the thresholds have again gone up, but still it's around the 70K USD approximate range sitting in your bank for the last 12 months. Then you can again qualify for the same residency. Now, it's either or. So either you have the income. If you don't have the income, then you have the bank balance. Second option. The third option is slightly less preferred as compared to these two, is purchasing a property. So if you have money that you're trying to get out of your home country, your draconian home country, government's control, into a better country, into a different country, then if you park this capital, 375K USD in property, then again you qualify for the same residency. If you're interested in any of these options, now just click the link. We can discuss the best option and get you started. We have attorneys all over Mexico who help us with this process in different offices across Mexico. Now, typically, the process takes 3 weeks. That is the standard processing time, right? You stay in a hotel, you spend your time 3 weeks, and this is if you get it right. You got to get this correctly in the first attempt. Now, I get a lot of examples where people try this, they haven't gone through this before, they tried for the first time. A single mistake could be months and months of delay. If you try to exit between that process, then the exit permit that you would need to obtain is much complicated than getting the residency right in the first place. So the best case scenario is you spend the 3 weeks properly with the correct agent or attorney. We don't use agents, we don't rely on agents, we use proper attorneys who are continuously working with immigration back and forth on a daily basis. We want attorneys who are applying for these cards every single day. So the experience should be like this. Once you have the right personnel, if you get this correct, 3 weeks is a good time to expect your benefit. And if you get this wrong for any reason, one single mistake, it could hit the shelf, and then you're looking at months and months of delay. So you don't want to go there. You want to stick to the right process, the right people. So hire the best agent or hire the best attorney who has experience with this process inside out. Now, a lot of agents and a lot of attorneys claim that they do this frequently, but you want to make sure you can rely on them. They're trustworthy, they're rated, they're the best at what they do. Now, that should take care of your process. Now, with us, we have a team of attorneys. Our specialty, and this is where I think we shine, is we try to make it as fast and as cheap as possible for our clients. So you're not spending 3 weeks in hotels waiting in uncertainty. We have shrunk that down. We have reduced that down legally through legal means to 1 day turnaround. So you arrive in Mexico, we start the process, you give your paperwork to the attorney. The next day, you should have your card in hand. That's how lightning fast we have designed our process, right? On our side, these are some of the best attorneys that we have selected across different offices inside of Mexico. And they're not only good people, they not only speak in English, but they make the process extremely fast. Overnight arrangements in some cases, because there are very few slots, around 5 to 10 slots that are allocated on every single day basis. If you don't get that slot, then you get a slot after 3 or 4 weeks. So 95% of the people will all wait for the slots that are available after 3 weeks. So you're spending your time in the hotel, you're in the country for 3 or 4 weeks, and then after that you can get the residency. But with us, we have an overnight procedure. We make sure our team members are there. They try to get in the very first or second or third slot in the day. And then that way we cut the wait for you. You directly go through the process. It's a 1 hour process where you got to go through several offices, and our attorney takes care of all those matters. They make sure that all the steps, all the boxes are checked correctly. And finally, you appear for your biometrics. Let's say it's a 5-minute process or a 10-minute process. You're out, and then you are handed over. Our attorney then would hand you over your card, and then you don't have to wait in those hotels in uncertainty. You can absolutely enjoy the beauty of Mexico. Polanco is one of my favorite neighborhoods. I've done a walking tour of Polanco at different times of the day and the night. One of the safest and the best beautiful locations that I have come across North America. This is one of my favorite places. Now, if you are looking to obtain the fastest route to the Mexican residency, you can always click the link, book a call with us. We can discuss which criteria fits the best for you based on your time frame, and whenever you are available, we can immediately get you started on this option, start to finish. Before you go, if you're interested in obtaining an international travel ID, this is essentially critical when you're hopping different countries. So you have your home country license or your ID. That's really no good in a lot of Latin countries. You want to have an international mask or an international ID that takes care of all your crisscross traveling issues. So you can rent a car, and instead of hopping buses or taxis and stuff, you can always have your own personal vehicle that you can use for your travel. And if you want to learn how in 5 minutes, and I've shown this by example, in 5 minutes you can obtain this international ID before your trip abroad. If you are interested in learning how you could obtain this quickly, then hop onto this video. This outlines the entire process from start to finish. In 5 minutes I was able to obtain the travel ID mask. All right, catch you in this one.